My sister ruined my graduation party by falsely accusing me of hitting on her husband, so I slapped her when he revealed she cheated and the baby isn't his. I recently graduated from business school, and my parents hosted a graduation party that was ruined by my older sister Monica. She's 28 and I'm 22. We don't have a good relationship. She's always been a huge attention seeker who can't stand when I'm the center of attraction. Every conversation has to be about her. For my parents' sake, I was putting up with her insufferable behavior, but now I'm done. During the party, Monica stood up to propose a toast. I thought she was going to say nice things about me, but instead she cooked up a completely false story about how a few months ago, I had apparently been hitting on her husband while she was 6 months pregnant. She called me shameless, said I was a homewrecker, and basically implied I was a woman of loose character. Nobody believed it since everyone knows I'm not like that. My parents, family, and friends immediately started standing up for me and telling her to shut up, but my brother-in-law Nathan had the best reaction. At first he was stunned, but then he calmed everybody down and explained what was really happening. The incident Monica referenced had taken place a couple months ago. All I had done was send Nathan a message asking about his work as a financial consultant since I wanted career advice. After a very formal conversation, we were done. He mentioned it to Monica and she came to the worst possible conclusion. At the party, she got drunk and made it seem like something dirty when I was just asking a professional question. After Nathan clarified this, he dropped a bombshell. He said he'd thought about holding on to this information until after my party, but since Monica had so much to say about my character, he'd discuss hers. He announced that earlier that week he had conducted a paternity test and found out the baby wasn't his. Even Monica was shocked. Nathan explained he'd started suspecting her of having an affair at a work party where she seemed too comfortable with a coworker. He'd gone through her phone while she was sleeping and found incriminating texts. He'd stayed quiet because he knew it would create family chaos, and for my sake was willing to wait until after the party since my parents had put effort and money into this celebration. But now that the party was ruined, he decided to tell the truth so Monica wouldn't get off scot-free. We were all speechless and Monica was crying, but Nathan just handed me my gift, congratulated me, and walked out. I realized this was all Monica's fault. I was so furious that I walked over, grabbed her arm, and started screaming at her in front of everyone. I told her she was an attention-seeking, worthless person, and I wanted her out of my sight. I was furious she had ruined my party after I'd worked so hard in business school. This has been happening throughout my childhood. She couldn't stand that I was being celebrated for just one day. I'd kept quiet to avoid upsetting my parents, but that day I was done, especially considering she'd tried to imply I was the woman with questionable character when she was literally having an affair with a coworker. I kept cursing at her while she cried, trying to drag her out, but she wouldn't leave. She said I had no right to kick her out because our parents paid for everything. In the heat of the moment, I slapped her so hard her glasses came off and kept hitting her until friends dragged me away. It wasn't dignified, but I think I had a breakdown after suppressing feelings for years. My parents later said Monica and I had humiliated them and they couldn't believe I'd lost control like that. I was upset they were holding that against me when Monica had started everything. A few days later, I spoke to my parents about how unfair it was that they constantly expected me to put up with Monica when they knew her behavior bothered me. They should have seen this coming. After I explained everything, they finally apologized and said they hadn't been thinking from my perspective and had become too image conscious. They'd also talked to Monica about publicly apologizing, but she turned it around saying she was the one humiliated. My parents decided that for future parties only I would be invited since Monica had always been a troublemaker. Later, Monica called crying because she had nowhere to go. Nathan had asked her to leave after the party, and her friend wouldn't let her stay anymore. She was asking to stay with our parents until the divorce was sorted. Despite everything, I told my parents they should help her because I was thinking about the baby, who was completely innocent in this situation. My parents were proud of me for doing the decent thing. It's been a few months now, and Monica's divorce is finalized. Since the baby's biological father refused child support, she's staying with our parents where it's cheaper and they can help with babysitting. My parents have legal custody of the baby since things are still tense. Monica and I still don't talk and aren't interested in fixing our relationship, but we're at least not constantly fighting anymore, which is significant improvement.